set for this thing.
So the other day we were talking about this 185 Explorer. It's a Thunderjet. It's a pretty cool boat. What about this boat makes it unique?
Well, I mean, I think, the looks of it right off the bat is probably one of the first things that you see.
Right.
With the diamond plate, that they use a lot of it. All welded, all hand welded. I mean, the boat's hand built. I mean, it's pretty cool the way they do it. If you look at it, what they've done and how they do it. I mean, even right into the paint. I mean, as I'm learning more about the company itself and talking about how they go into, they have a guy that's like a super good painter that came from I think the automotive industry that does this painting on it. I mean, it's pretty sweet paint. I mean, for a boat, you look at it. I look at Crestliner, which we have one sitting here.
Right.
I mean, Crestliner is known for their paint, automotive finish paint. Well, this is right in line with it.
Right, it's just as good. What's kind of cool about it is that you got that really nice paint. On this particular boat, it's that red stripe and the red windshield, contrasted with the bare aluminum. So you've got the bare aluminum, all the exposed welds, so that you can see the workmanship, the craftsmanship on these boats.
I think one thing too is cool is when you are ordering these boats, you can get this paint, this paint, this paint, this can be painted. You can custom design this however you want it to be, which is another cool thing.
Right.
I mean, I've seen them all different ways. I mean, this to me is like kind of striking the way you see it. And when people look at it, they're like, "Wow, the thing's got an awesome look." But you really can kind of customize it the way you want.
Right.
Which is kind of cool.
So this has what, a 190 thousandths thick bottom on it.
Yeah,
so
almost 3/16.
A little over 3/16.
Little over 3/16.
Yep, a little over 3/16.
1/4 inch on the transom.
Yep, 1/4 inch on the transom.
And 125 on the sides.
Right, so 1/8 inch sides.
Your 1/8 inch size, that's as much or more than the hulls on some other boats.
Yeah, more than most hulls. I mean, most hulls are about 100 thousandths for the heavy duty boats. Some boats are down to even 60 thousandths.
Yeah.
So half of the thickness of what's on this.
In the 80 range.
Yeah, a lot of boats in the 80 range. A lot of Starcrafts, Lunds have 80 thousandths thick hulls, where this has 190 thousandths on the bottom and 125 on the sides.
I don't know if you can see this with the camera, but this is what I always show people when they come in. I'm like, take a look at this. I mean, that's the hull coming out. I mean, look at the thickness of that thing.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy how thick it is.
Right.
I mean, but they're meant for certain things. I mean, some of these places, they're using these in rivers, and they're running up rivers and bouncing off rocks and gravel bars, and when they have a jet engine on them.
Right.
And so they have that opportunity to do that, and so they built them, and then they got a 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch on the transom, right?
You're hanging this off it.
Now, obviously, this has the platform on the back, and this one has the extended running surface, so you can actually see the bottom of the boat extends all the way back through that pod. So your running surface actually, comes all the way back to where the motor mounts here.
Yeah, if you see some of these, you'll see, and they do it too. We ask for the extended running surface, but a lot of them, it's like cut off,
right?
Like right here,
right?
So the it ends at the transom, but on here it comes all the way out, which is, makes the boat ride like a bigger boat.
Right. Instead of an 18.5 foot boat like this, it rides more like a 20 foot boat or a 20.5 foot boat.
And then with the 150, which is max on this.
Right, so maximum horsepower on the 185 Explorer is 150 horsepower. So that's what we've got. This is a 150 Mercury 4-stroke. Great motor. We've had really good luck with them.
Oh, they're tried and true.
They really are.
I mean,
one of the details I really like on these boats is up here at the bow. You get this really thick, I don't know if I can catch it on camera or not, but you get that really thick little ribbon that kind of goes right around the bow, and the way they weld it in and blend it right in.
This thing right here.
Right.
It looks like I don't know. I said to somebody the other day, it looks like a machine gun could mount on top.
Right.
It looks so durable and sturdy.
Right. And then this has what they call a sunken bow, where it's basically just kind of an open well, and then has these drains that come directly overboard. So basically, any water that happens to land in here just goes right off the boat.
You could take one. You could
Take a
one
wave.
right over the bow.
Exactly. Take a wave right over the bow. You got your big windshield to protect the inside of the boat, and then any water that lands in that bow area just drains directly overboard.
Plenty. And, you know, they made these. There's plenty of room for a trolling motor up front.
Yep.
I mean, plenty of room.
And this boat we have rigged and mounted. It's got the plug for a trolling motor, plus all the wiring to have a 24-volt system, which we pretty much do as standard on all of these boats.
Yeah, and then
So the way that bow door is, it kind of bends down and over the front there, and that's what helps seal out any waves or water or anything. But that also means that you can't just flip it open the same as you do with a more traditional boat, like a Crestliner or a Starcraft or something.
so here's the little post for it to lean at. It's funny
Right.
how many people have walked up and they'll actually grab it and like,
What is
what
that?
is this?
Right.
Why is this here?
Right.
So I've been trying to think of something funny to tell them, but I haven't figured out what it's going to be yet. But you know,
Well,
got-
you're not supposed to show them that.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's probably true.
All right. Well, how about we get up inside the boat
Yeah.
and take a look at some of the stuff up there.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, this is a Thunderjet 185 Explorer here in the showroom.
I'll put it right there.
All right, so this is the inside of the 185 Explorer. So this has the helm and passenger seats, or you know, the main seats here, and these are the upgraded seats, right?
Yeah, yeah, these are the upgraded seats. So the upgraded seats, you know, they got the armrests on them. I mean, and then it's got the little, we got the shock absorber pedestals. You know, so I mean, it's not like an easy ride or something like that, but they definitely add a little extra to it, a little more comfort. You know, so it is nice. I mean, I kind of like. I think I'm gonna fish like this a lot.
Right,
That's the way I would fish.
right. You put the top up, you do that, and you can be sitting there.
Yeah, we'll have to show them that.
Yeah, again, that's another thing I want to show on the other boat. In the other showroom, of course, our ceiling is kind of low on this side, but our other showroom, we have a little bit more height where we can do a little more.
And you know what's else? I think that is in this, these are both big storage boxes as well.
Right. So big storage in both of these seats, and you know that's the one thing with this style of boat where you don't have as much storage because the sides, the gunnels are all just kind of open. You do have rod storage there, as you can see, and a shelf where you can put a bunch of stuff, but you don't have a lot of enclosed storage. So that's what's nice about these two benches being completely wide open for storage, whether you're throwing life jackets in there or whatever.
And the other thing, so you got these, these are cool. I mean, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, going for a boat ride.
Right.
You got a nice, comfortable seat to,
Right.
sitting in. But what's nice about it is, hey, we're going fishing. These pop right off. You can say set them around there. Now you're open.
Right.
And
you can almost even kneel on that seat,
Oh, yeah.
get right up to the edge of the boat.
Whatever you're doing, net and a fish, whatever you're
Right.
doing.
Yep.
This boat when the one we have on order, we're gonna put in a 3-foot set of Trax Techs, and then another 1 foot across the back,
Sure.
and then we'll have a tree here, and then a single and a single. And that tree will probably sit right here, a triple tree.
Right. So right where you're sitting right there, I mean, that's going to be a pretty
Yeah.
common spot, for
Absolutely.
trolling or whatever.
Yep. I mean, these, so because the guy that's ordered the boat is a friend of mine, we've been talking about it, and I fish with him a lot. So we've been talking about what ideas we're going to, trays could stack in here. There's 3 and 3 rod holders on both sides. Well, realistically, there's so much room on this side of this. Now, these are on an L bracket, and they're screwed through this top of this. So these actually, you can put your hand behind here that's free floating. There's we could put another pair up here.
Right. Right.
So there's now, instead of 6, you've got 12 rod storage.
Right.
With two more holders up here.
Right.
So we actually, I'm going to add this into what we were talking about.
We've talked a lot about, and I think people a lot of times see a boat like this and they just see this kind of big open boat and don't really see all the different ideas. And the way we've been talking about it, it's kind of almost a blank canvas, where you can take this boat. It's an awesome platform to start from and build upon it. Even these little ideas like adding you know, a little customized special storage or something like that. On this boat, yeah, on this boat we've got a really big, decently deep, extremely long. What did we measure this? It was like 42 inches or something across.
Like yeah.
So really big live well. It's got the aerator nozzle over on the end there, drains overboard, and then also has the overflow on it. This particular boat just has the standard plastic top on there. You can optionally put diamond plate there, but I actually like the plastic. I think it actually is a better option. And then you can also do a few things like a deluxe fishing package where you get a backsplash on there, some tool holders.
We should, because that's kind of a neat little feature.
Right.
And if you're a salmon fisherman, I mean, there's so much places for downriggers.
Downriggers, right?
I mean, really, you said it right. It's like a blank canvas.
Yeah.
If you fish walleye, it's good for that. Salmon, sure. Lake trout, you want to jig lake trout, you can do that. You want to perch fish. Heck, you can put lawn chairs back here. It's big enough.
Right.
You know.
In these seats, I just sat down in this one. This bench seat. It's comfortable. I mean, you could spend a day, you know, on this boat without getting fatigued. You know, you've got good, comfortable seating. Easily 4 guys can sit in this boat. I mean, you've got the 2 captain's chairs, which are nice and comfortable with the armrests. Then you've got these 2 bench seats where, again, you can kind of lounge on them almost. Yeah.
Well, look at this. So here I am sitting, and this is something, you know, to think about. A lot of people, you know, we're here in Michigan, and as I'm sitting in this boat, I'm kind of having fun because I'm figuring out where I'm going to put my coffee cup most of the time. I see a spot right there that doesn't seem too bad.
Right.
But, so here I am. Look at the top of this windshield, where this is at.
It's well above your head.
Yeah, and then here.
It's completely down the side.
Like,
so if you're trolling into the wind, you know, and it's, or if it's raining, drizzling, you're completely protected.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you put the canvas up.
I've spent many a time riding in a boat like this, you know, trying to stay out of the water. But I mean, you got a big set of handles here to hold on to. Oh, here's that. We were talking earlier.
Oh right, yeah.
About the trolling motor hookup, and so inside here, you can see.
Set up for 2 batteries, so
Yep.
24-volt system.
Yep.
It's actually big enough for Group 31s in there, it looks like.
And then what they do is the charger. Well, usually most what they're doing is
we'll mount
they're
it. We
installing
got a lot of room up in there.
As you
where
can
we
see,
mount
there's a ton of room back in there.
Under both consoles.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because they do a lot of custom. You want a windshield wiper over here? It's got a windshield wiper over there. You can have one. You know, you want a locking glove box? You can have one. You know, I mean, it really is. I mean, you said it right. It's a blank canvas. Do what you want.
Now this boat does not have any sort of storage or live well or anything up in the bow, but you can add that. That's stuff that you can add.
Yes, you can put one up there, and there's also, we can put one right here. There's a floor
storage.
It actually, it's right behind this. This right here is one of the stringers. It's right behind. It's right in this area. What happens with that one on this boat is you can add that in floor. You lose about 10 gallons of gas.
Oh right.
In your
switch,
you know.
Because you can see those little access panels, that's where the gas tank is. So as standard, this has what, a 42 gallon tank. When you add that in-floor storage, it drops down to what, 31, right?
31, I think. So I think it's 11 gallons.
Okay.
Still a 31 gallon tank's a pretty good sized tank.
Yeah, and again, this is a maxed out with a 150 Mercury, which gets awesome fuel economy. So at 30 gallon tank, that's going to last a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
Especially the way I think this boat.
Most people are going to be using this boat for trolling. So even if you're out on the water for 8 hours a day, you know, most of that time is either going to be trolling with your big motor or a kicker motor. So
you know, this we don't have it on this boat. We ordered it on the one we just ordered. There's a welded kicker bracket that goes onto that platform in the back, right next to the big motor.
Right.
Which is, I'm just gonna grab these. So, which is kind of cool. I mean, and I thought about it once I opened this up. You can get to everything so easy in this boat.
Right, so this, as standard, this boat comes with I can't remember what it is, a 1,200 gallon per hour, 1,250 gallon per hour bilge pump, which is mounted right down there. Comes standard with a fuel water separator. This boat we have the rear
Live
live well, so you can see the pump is down there. But yeah, these access panels pop open here. This boat is actually set up for a 2 battery system as well. So you got your 1-2 switch mounted right there in the center, spot for battery on that side, and then the other one is on this side, of course.
And the other,
It's again a blank canvas. We can add just about anything to them.
I mean, so a net holder, you know, maybe you could stack 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, probably 6 upright rod holders.
Right, just for traveling basically.
Oh yeah, a lot of times when we get in, if we're going.
So anyways, you can have rod storage and stuff across the back of the boat there.
Yeah, you get a couple extra guys come in. Instead of setting rods in there, and by the time you get someplace, they're all tangled together. Boom, 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 boom. So you can stack 6 rods across the back, standing up.
Right. So again, kind of the beauty of this boat being a blank canvas is you can add that kind of stuff without really detracting from the usefulness of the boat itself.
No, I agree. That's exactly what I think. Yeah. So I mean, the more I'm in this, and the more I'm spending time with this, and now that we've, got this one inside to really, we've been exploring for the last month, and now ordering one for somebody, it just it makes you start thinking about all the other things.
All the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Can't wait to get this thing on the water.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. How fast do you think it'll go?
Well, with a light load, I think it'll do 50.
Really? Yeah, I would say so.
That 150, I mean, that's the really cool thing about the newer Mercury 4-strokes is that they are putting out a really good performance for a 4-stroke. So, yeah, I think it'll be close to 50.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But I bet it cruises at
It'll
probably...
cruise a comfortable high 20s, low 30s, I would
what
think.
I think too, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that extended running surface will probably help.
That'll
too.
definitely help. Yep.
Yeah.
Help with efficiency and all that too.
Yeah.
All right, well, so this is the other Thunderjet we've got in the showroom. This is a 205 Rush. So you can see this has a more traditional transom on it. But really what we wanted to look at is some of the things that we can show because we got a higher ceiling over here. Specifically, the canvas. So this has a full enclosure on it, side curtains, drop curtain. You can see it's got that roll-up door in the back of it. Also have that on the Explorer over on the other side.
Yeah,
so,
it's the exact same canvas.
right.
On both.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and hop up in there and we can look at that windshield and how that opens up.
Yeah.
I'll walk around to the front
This
here.
is cool too. I mean, you got your little, you got your little drop-down curtain. And I'm thinking of, you're out there in the fall or spring, got a little buddy heater going,
Right.
or something like that inside.
Right. This boat is a little bit less as far as seating. We don't have the side benches in this particular boat, but in general, it's the same amount of room. And if you look at, the Explorer and how the enclosure attaches to it, it's basically the same as what you see on this boat.
Look how much.
See, the bow is very, very similar to the Explorer, and it's got the self-bailing.
So there's what the bow.
Cockpit. Oh, yeah, that's right. This one-
locker would look like.
Right, it's got the bow locker in this one. This one we actually have plumbed for a live well as well, because it doesn't have a live well elsewhere on the boat. This is the live well for it. So, but then what's kind of cool is you got this windshield
Probably should have hung it.
that's fully sealed. You can see it's got the rubber gasket all the way around it, and then when you open it up, that's what that little post is for, to support it.
I mean, this has got a nice big rubber gasket, like you were just saying, around it. So when this thing's down and then inside, it's almost like a cooler strap.
Right.
You can see it like a Yeti cooler or something like
Oh,
that.
right, yeah, and that pulls it nice and tight.
It pulls it down nice and tight. There's no water going to get through this thing.
Right. Let's look at some of the Thunderjets, what we like about them. Maybe someday we'll do a little bit further in depth on this 205 Rush, but yeah, here's a little preview of that. So.